Hi guys, it's Indy. Today I have with me a previous HeR Interactive marketing intern. Her vlog series is not only how I found out about the internship possibilities at HeR Interactive, but it's what made me think, I am going to intern at HeR Interactive. That seems like an awesome job and an awesome place to work at. And so when I got this internship, I thought it was only fitting that I interviewed her. So, thank you so much for being here today, Phoenix.
Hey, I've been doing really well. Thanks for taking the time to interview me today. It's really awesome.
So what have you been up to since HeR Interactive?
Well, I was a HeR Interactive intern in 2012, and since then I have graduated from school, and I have moved out to LA, and I also got married. So pretty fantastic, very exciting, and a lot has happened since the past couple years, but it's been really great.
How did being Phoenix affect you, or I guess prepare you for what you're doing now?
Being Phoenix was really awesome, such a great and wonderful opportunity, so thankful. I would say, first of all, doing the vlog videos was a huge part of being Phoenix, and has definitely helped me with confidence, being able to talk to an invisible audience, which is really great, and getting outside of my comfort zone there, and being just an intern at HeR Interactive was really fantastic, just to see what goes on behind the scenes, what all the effort and all of the innovation and just creative power that happens behind the Nancy Drew videos is just really fantastic and really cool, things that I don't think I would have seen or known about if I hadn't just been there, able to watch and poke around and just see all the great minds at work that puts up these games that I love playing so much.
Has anyone recognized you, or have you had any fun fan interactions, either while being Phoenix or since you've left?
Sure, there's just one time, and this was when I was at HeR Interactive in the office, so no interactions out on the street, no one's seen me or stopped me or anything, although that would be totally great. So if you're in LA area, let me know and we can hang out and be friends. But then when I was at HeR Interactive as the intern, I was Phoenix and I had just come out with just a few videos, and I was given the opportunity to play some of the puzzle games because they like testing out the puzzles on kids who are in the Washington area who want to come into HeR Interactive and just try it out and give their feedback on how much they liked it, whether it was hard, whether it was fun, what they thought about it. So I was going into the room with some other girls, or I don't know if there are any boys there, but I was going into the room with some other kids, and I think little Jackalope or my boss introduced me, just, hey guys, Phoenix is here with us, and we're all gonna play puzzles together. And one of the girls who had just walked in, heard the name Phoenix and looked at me like, we were like just in one of those like, ooh, oh my gosh, and that was a really cool moment because I'm like, oh me? What? Oh sure, hey, how's it going? Yeah, because I just come out with a few videos, so it was really interesting to just see that kind of reaction, and just super honored that someone would be like, yeah, that was the most of it, but that still made my day, and I still remember that moment.
Yeah, little Jackalope, she's never been recognized, but she does get a lot of fan mail, so I don't expect any of us to get recognized when we're just walking down the street. We're not Nancy Drew, but occasional fan letters is fun. So what's your favorite Nancy Drew quote, or something that Nancy Drew says a lot in the games?
Favorite Nancy Drew quote, definitely "It's locked," of course, because it's something that I say and incorporate in my everyday life without thinking about it. So when you say it in real life, you just automatically think of Nancy Drew, and you're like, oh, car door locked. Nancy problems, of course, it's fine. You immediately don't get as mad that whatever it is locked anymore. You just feel at one with Nancy Drew, like, yeah, we're both thinking the same thing right now. It's locked. Definitely my favorite quote.
Yeah, that seems like a classic for a lot of fans. Do you have, like a second favorite that a lot of people wouldn't think about?
I would say, it doesn't really count as a quote, depending how you look at it, but I also really like when Nancy Drew screams in a game, because it's very rare that Nancy gets scared in her own games. But when she does, it's such a great moment, because I scream at anything scary or surprising or jolting that happens in the games. And so when I'm screaming, on the off chance that Nancy screams, it feels like we're both screaming together, and we're at one at this this terrifying event or surprise that's happening, and I'm just laughing hysterically afterwards. I'm like, she was screaming too, because I'm like, what was that noise? Oh, the game, Nancy's screaming, and it's subtitled like, Nancy screams. So I enjoy that when we like scream together and finally we're like, okay, that did scare Nancy, so it was legitimately okay to be afraid that time.
So, how did you pick the name Phoenix?
Phoenix is actually my school's mascot from the university that I went to. I went to Elon University, and their mascot is a phoenix, which is pretty fantastic because I came this close to being named Flounder, which is what my boss wanted to name me, and little Jackalope and I were both like, Flounder? Like little mermaid? We can't do that. I can't be called Flounder. That's not gonna work. There's gonna be so many references, everyone's gonna be confused, Disney's gonna be mad at us, like we can't do Flounder. That doesn't make sense. So instead, I was able to pick the name Phoenix, and it's just so rad because it's this really cool mythical creature. Being associated with the Phoenix is pretty awesome. So that's where the idea came from, my school, but it was also just really cool to take control and be like, hey, I'm Phoenix. How are you today?
Did you ever think people would actually think Phoenix was your real name?
No, I didn't. I thought people would get that, oh, okay, we're just calling her Phoenix kind of a thing, you know, like, his name isn't really Ice Cube. There's no way his parents gave him that name. That's just what we call him. Or I just thought that would kind of be the what people would understand. But I think in some of the YouTube comments we read, some people were like, "Wait, her name's not Phoenix? She just goes by Phoenix? I thought that was her name." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, that would be a really awesome name. So it's fine. I like being associated. It's still an alias. It's a fantastic name. If anyone actually is named Phoenix out in the world, that's awesome." But I ain't ashamed of it. Somebody got my name is Phoenix. That's cool too. I'll take it.
Would you rather have the ability to fly or read minds?
I would say that I would rather have the ability to read minds. Only because I'm taking this in a very realistic point of view, that if I just wanted to take off flying, I'd either have to do it at night where nobody saw me, and that's no fun. And if I did during the daytime, it draws too much attention. So I would like the ability to read minds because I could still keep some secrecy about that. No one would know that I'm doing it. I'd be able to just know what people are thinking and know what's going on in the world. So I think there's a lot more interesting things that I can learn about other people if I was able to read their minds. That's a pretty fantastic superpower, and I'm really curious to find out what kind of things I'd find out, quite honestly.
No, I totally agree. I feel like there are so many more possibilities with reading minds versus flying. Like you said, it would be so easy to get caught. I don't even know if it's worth it. What advice do you have for me and Tess or any other interns that come after us?
I would say if you're an intern at HeR Interactive, definitely have fun. You're there to have fun. You're there to learn from your peers. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask someone what they're doing, to find out more about their job. That's totally fine, especially when you come to a new workplace and you're meeting new people and you learn their names, and then you go, you know what, I have no idea what you do. Can you tell me more about that? Because people love talking about themselves and they love sharing, and they're more than happy to. No one's gonna be like, no, it's a secret. If you're in the same workplace, find out what they do, you know, especially in HeR Interactive with their different kind of artists there. It's really interesting and it's really fascinating. And if you're an intern, you know, you're there to learn, observe, figure out what you like and what you don't like about that job or that position. And if you love it, then you know that's right for you. And you just keep on following that path and going down all the things that you're like, this is really awesome. I think this is what I want. This is what I want to pursue. You just have fun with it, you know? You're there to have fun and make the most out of the opportunity that you have while you're there.
So what was your favorite video you made during your internship?
Well, I was an intern. I think I only made videos for HeR Interactive, so there's no other internship I was making videos for. But there's some videos that I've made for HeR Interactive that I'm a little embarrassed to know that they still exist. Because then I'll tell my coworkers, hey, I used to do vlog videos for HeR Interactive, and there's a video out there of me singing and dancing Call Me Maybe in the HeR Interactive office, except it's Call Me Nancy. second chance me, and then I have to explain the whole, like, second chance me, it's like you died against your video game, but you can come back to life. It's really funny. So that was a lot of fun. I'm a little embarrassed that it exists, because one of my more, like, favorite videos is, I really enjoy What Nancy Drew Players Say, because that part of that was just like, can't be the only one with these thoughts. I know other people have had these same situations or scenarios that happen while they're playing a game. So I'm gonna make this video and hope that other people will be like, yeah, that's so me, yeah, we did the same thing. And just like, you know, have this community of people just agreeing like, yep, this happens, or oh, totally forgot this. And so that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun making that video.
When you look back at your time at HeR Interactive, is there a certain memory or certain story that kind of sticks out to you?
Well, there's so many great memories. The first thing that comes to mind is that we would go outside and play hacky sack during lunchtime, because that just doesn't happen anywhere that I know. And the first week or two, they're like, yeah, let's go outside and play some hacky sack. I am not dressed for this at all. So I'd start thinking about my clothing as of not just what's work appropriate, but what can I play hacky sack in the newsroom as well. Maybe I need to bring a second pair of clothes so I can play hacky sack at lunch if I still want to wear a dress today or something. So that was a lot of fun. But that's less on the work side and more on the fun side that I really recall during HeR Interactive.
So many more Nancy Drew games have come out since your internship. Has your favorite game changed at all?
The game has not changed, only because the reason that certain Nancy Drew games are my favorite are because of the memories that I made when playing those games. I can never play a game alone. That's just kind of like my own mantra, and it's something I've started that when I was very young, I always had to have a parent or friend sitting there next to me, so it just became a thing that I just usually can't play a game alone. I have to have somebody else there sitting beside me. Usually because I never know if it's going to be a scary one or not. It's always going to have friendship support. So, my favorite one still stands. I really like Shout Out Water's Edge because it was me in college with the lights off, sitting next to my roommate and my roommate's boyfriend and my friend who was there for the visiting, and then the other roommate, and there's just a bunch of us all huddled around our laptop, screaming our heads off as something scary jumps out in the game. And that was really awesome, and that's always going to be a really funny, hilarious memory to me, that all of us were able to gather around one laptop and enjoy and like help each other out with the puzzles, and also participate in join screaming. It was just like a good bonding moment, and we're still enjoying these games even in our college years, so that was really fantastic, and that's why my favorite games still stand, because of those memories are like really fun memories that I can look back on and be like, yes, I remember that. Those are good times.
Would you rather have a time machine or a teleportation device?
I would rather have a teleportation device, because with a time machine, I've seen Back to the Future, I've seen how many movies there are, and it's because it keeps messing up the past, and so I'm just gonna let the past be the past, and not messing anything up, and live back and forth between the two zones, or in the middle, or somewhere too far into the future, and then not know where I'm going. It's getting too complicated. How old am I actually getting? When I'm going back and forth, am I aging, am I not? There's a lot of paradoxes and questions in there. I'm not gonna touch that. Pretty happy with the way my life is going right now, so I'm just gonna stick with teleportation device, because if that were real, then I can just be anywhere in a snap, and that would be fantastic, because I could save money on flight and travel and having a day at the airport, and I can just go to Europe and back, or I can go to Disneyland and back, or I can go see my parents and back. So that sounds fantastic. Saves me a lot of time. I get to travel the world with just a teleportation device, so I don't see any downside to that. So I'm going with teleportation.
No, I know. I totally do not want to mess with the butterfly effect. And plus, instead of doing this interview over the internet, we totally could have done this in person. So do you have a favorite song or soundtrack from one of the games?
I don't have a particular favorite song. All the soundtracks are great, and I love how they're catered specifically to each game. So whenever you're playing a game, it's very immersive. You feel like you're in Ireland, or you feel like you're in whatever foreign country you're supposed to be in, and it's very specific to that area. It's really, I like how the games do that. It feels very like submersive into that world. So because of that case, I don't have a particular favorite song, and it just depends on whatever world I'm in. But I will say that whatever, the calm, peaceful songs are the one I like, because the ones that ants up when you know you're in the danger zone or you're cracking a super dangerous puzzle and the bad guy's about to be right behind you or you're gonna have to run for your life, those are the songs that freak me out, where I know something bad's about to go down. So any song that's like, you're playing an easy puzzle, you're just, making a drink, or you're filling in an order for a menu or something, those songs are usually pretty chill and you're like, okay, I just had a great scare, I'm just gonna come over here and just calm out for a bit, play these puzzles, it's gonna be fun. So those songs, calm songs, super great. They make me feel at peace and at ease and feel comfortable. And the high amped up songs kind of just like make me want to run for my life. So anything that's super chill has my stamp of approval on it.
Okay, so the really big question that all the fans want to know, Ned or Frank?
Alright, if we're talking about Nancy, now there's kind of like different versions of Ned, because in the first few games, like games 1, 2, and 3, Ned and Nancy are extremely adorable, and Ned and Nancy, when they get on the phone with each other, they always say, "Ah, I love you too," and then it just makes you feel happy, like, yay, they're in love! And then he kind of like mellows out or just becomes a phone friend partner later down the road. So like early stages, first couple games, I'm gonna say Ned. But like later games where like when Frank and Joe Hardy started coming into the scene, and then Frank's leaving like mysterious, kind of somewhat semi-flirty phone calls with Nancy, I'm curious to see what Frank's really got to say about Nancy, and if they explore that and go down that road, that would be interesting. However, Nancy's gotta like play it by the book, and if she's gonna go out with Frank, she better like cut the thing. We're not gonna have some weird, horrible triangle here. Frank's like sitting in the dark, I don't know what's going on. So, fully support. Nancy's gotta like not do anything skeezy, or Nancy can't be, playing the field. If she's gonna go with Frank, she's gotta like cut ties with Ned. But they've been together so long, I just want Ned to be more like loving towards her. So early games, Ned. Later games, maybe Frank, but I don't want to be yelled at if I say Frank. So, if there's like drama, I'm listening. I'm watching. I'd play that game. If there's like drama going down, I'd totally play it. I'd be all over that game. I would encourage it. It would be interesting, as long as everyone's happy.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely a classic Nancy Drew fan at heart. I gotta love Ned, but that doesn't mean that I personally wouldn't date Frank. Well, thank you for being here today with me, Phoenix. It was really nice of you to take your time out of your day so that I could make this video.
Thanks so much, and same for you and everyone watching. Stay sleepy.